Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Supreme Learning Academy. This is SSLC chapter wise important questions with answers. So before we start, if you are new to my channel, go subscribe the channel and share it to your friends, and don't forget to hit the like button. So let's get started. First is chemical reaction and equations from the chapter. So why should magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? Write the balance equation for the following equations. These are all the important questions with answers. With the types of chemical reaction with suitable example. What is combination reaction? What is decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, and double displacement reaction? If they ask like that, you have to write definition and an example. Here his answer is also given. Anyone they'll 100% they'll ask. Four options are there. So four types of chemical reactions are there: combination reaction, decomposition, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. Any two they'll ask 100%. What does one mean exothermic and endothermic reaction? They'll ask, or else they'll ask difference between exothermic and endothermic. Why is respiration considered as an exothermic reaction? In give reasons they may ask. Why are decomposition reactions called the opposite of combination reaction? Write the equation for both. What is reflex reaction? Example, explain the following in terms of gain or loss of oxygen with two example. That means oxidation and reduction. Very important question from this chapter. Then what is corrosion and rancidity? Answer is also there. Write the methods to prevent the corrosion. Then mention the methods to prevent the rancidity. Then give reasons. Respiration is exothermic reaction. Why? Silver sulfide turns grey when exposed to air. Chips packs are flushed with nitrogen gas. Copper sulfate solution change when iron nail dipped in it. So this is very important questions from this chapter. If you read this much, you can score about 70. You just understand the question, you have to answer. They'll ask twisted question. Answer will be same, but they'll ask twisted question. So read the question carefully and understand, and you can easily solve the answer. Next, come to acid, base, and salts. Important question from this chapter. Take screenshot if you want. Important questions with answers also there. How you have to write answer. Here I am not going to read question and answer because video will become more longer. You take screenshot and answer, read out the answers. Very important questions. These are all chapter wise important questions. Now come to chapter number 3, metals and non-metals. From this chapter, questions are important questions are dot structure 100% they'll ask. Sodium oxide, magnesium chloride, and sodium chloride. Anyone they'll ask. 3 options are here. Anyone they'll ask. So this is chapter wise important questions. If you read this is enough for you to score above 75 out of 80. Difference between metals and non-metals. Chemical property and physical property. If they ask, write the physical property of metals, you have to write same. If they ask difference between metals and non-metals, you have to write same. So understand the question carefully and you can write the answers. What is roasting and calcination? What are alloy? Define thermite reaction and mention its uses. Give reason from that chapter. So now come to chemistry, carbon and its compound. Important question from this chapter are what is catenation and tetravalency, draw electron neutral structure. Any two they'll ask. Difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Then isomers. They'll ask butane or pentane. Both are here. Just practice these isomers. 100% they'll ask. Then benzene, cyclone and cyclohexane. Very important from this chapter. So here chapter wise important questions. If you read, this is enough for your annual exam. If they ask, mention the properties of ethanol and ethylic acid, you have to write this one. What is esterification? Define spanification. What are micelles? What is hydrogenation? What are soaps and detergent? If they ask question definition, you have to write same. If they ask differentiate between soap and detergent, you have to write same. Then come to biology, life process, important questions from this chapter. What is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration? For definition and for differentiation, both our answers are same, so don't get confused. What is double circulation? Right, it's important. What is blood pressure? Function of pressure. Write the function of artery, veins and capillaries. Difference between artery and veins. So important questions from this chapter. So here I am making only about 8 to 10 minutes video. So read this morning 10 minutes, evening 10 minutes. You can get ready for your science exam. Control and coordination, important questions from this chapter. Properly you have to read all these, then only you can score about 75. Only from this question they'll ask, other than this they'll not ask. These are all the very important questions. Then come to chapter our environment, important questions from the chapter our environment. Difference between biodegradable, non-biodegradable, or else they'll ask what is biodegradable, non-biodegradable compounds. Now how do organisms reproduce from the chapter. Important questions from this chapter. Then chapter heredity. Checkerboard 100%, they'll ask for 3 mark. Monohybrid cross section ratio also you have to write. Anyone they'll ask 100% if 2 generation. Then come to physics, magnetic effect of electric current, important questions from this chapter. Then the chapter light. Then chapter electricity. then human in the control colorful world. Next, important diagrams. Then symbols, important symbols. Important diagram from the physics. Ray diagram from concave mirror. Ray diagram for convex mirror. So this is it. If you read this much properly, you can score above 75 out of 80.